Brilliant. Okay. Start by finding your comfortable seat, get nice and comfy. And I've got animals. Okay, so we are going to be looking at some twists this evening. And there's a lovely story that comes with twists about the fish. So there's one of the Hindu gods just sitting down, chatting away, talking about the transformative powers of yoga. And there was a little fish in the water, and it was so mesmerized and interested that this little fish became still. And after the conversations, the imparting of all the yoga knowledge, the Hindu god noticed this little fish and decided to reward it for its stillness and its concentration by giving it a pose, which is Lord of the Fishes, Matsyendrasana, which is the twist that we're going to end up in. This guy, this little Lord of the Fishes here. And this does come with bind, which you may or may not decide to try to do, but when we get there I'll talk you through, and hopefully you'll better see me and I will be looking at you too. Okay, so when you're ready, sit comfortably, sit tall, close the eyes, and just bring awareness down into the body, feeling into your connection to the floor, at the same time your connection to the sky, so that upward lift. So for the next few rounds of breath, I'd like you to just tap into however you land now with your breathing, whatever length breath just naturally occurs. But over the next few rounds of breath, I'd like you to start to just lengthen the breath. So the inhale becomes a little bit longer, and the exhale just a little bit. Not too stressful, not trying to do anything beyond what feels comfortable, but that gentle, subtle lengthening of breath. And at the same time, as we become more present, I'd like you to start thinking about your bandha, your core. So that gentle inward, upward lift at the base of the spine, the Mula Bandha. Feeling that subtle sealing in of the energy. So it's as though you're drawing the grounding, the foundation, the energy up through the earth into the body. And then taking the awareness up to just below the navel, where there's that gentle drawing in. So you become still below the navel, that still place within you, much like our little Lord of the Fishes, mesmerized in the water, still and concentrating, absorbing all the little gems of yoga, the secrets, the virtues of concentration and stillness. So we're just going to take a couple more rounds of breath here. Maybe you've reached your limit in terms of how long you have made your breath. You never go beyond that comfort zone. The idea is that the calming magic of extending the breath can be ruined if you try and go beyond. You can then become more anxious, and obviously that is not what we're looking to achieve. So taking those lovely, comfortable, full yogic breaths. Two more rounds. And then you might like to open your eyes, or maybe you can feel your way into a all fours position. Very familiar. We're going to move through cat-cow. So you're finding that tabletop position. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders. And again, eyes might stay closed. You're just going to find that inhale as you arch and exhale as you round. And you might find that you've established such a nice even breath, that Samavriti breath. Maybe your movements can match that breath. Maybe they slow down just a little. And even though we are moving our awareness up and down the spine, let's have that focus on the stillness that's always there. No matter what we're doing externally, whatever the body's doing, whatever the outside world is doing, we can tap into our stillness, our concentration. Maybe your focus could be on your bandha, your root lock, even though you're moving. And after the next 2 rounds, just pausing for a moment in tabletop. So we're neither arched nor rounded now. We're in a neutral position. And we're going to come to the first of our twists. So on the inhale, we're going to raise the right arm up, and we can follow it with our gaze if that feels comfortable. And as we breathe out, we're going to post that hand, thread the needle. So the shoulder comes to the earth, so does the side of the head. And then on the inhale, we lift up. We're going to move it. We're going to keep going for 3 rounds. So this is number 2, the inhale and the exhale. Inhale and exhale. So coming up on that inhale, and on the next out breath, we're going to come back into the pose, but we're going to hold it. So that right arm is reaching out towards the left. We have the right shoulder on the floor, the side of the face on the floor. Now that left hand can stay where it is, or you could start to stretch that arm in front of you and maybe take it a little bit over towards the right. So you're really steady. That left palm is pressing into the floor. The back of the right hand is in the floor. You're drawing in at the belly and lifting the hips high. And if you feel steady, you might take your left hand to the crease of your right hip. So it's going up and round into a little bind. Only if your body is happy with you doing that and you feel steady. And then you might just have a little look up towards that right shoulder. Finding that still place, even in these precarious poses. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's take that left hand to the floor and press into the earth as we come up. Sweep that right arm up. And on the out breath, just take the hand back down to the earth. Inhaling, lifting that left side, looking up if that feels okay. Exhale as we thread the needle, left shoulder and left side of the head to the floor. 2 more times. Inhale to lift. Good. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, lift. Exhale, thread the needle. Here we go for that last one. Take that in breath as you lift. Good. And on that out breath, we post the arm through, get settled here. We might stay exactly as we are. We're trying to make space between crown of head and tailbone. Draw that belly in. Maybe the right hand creeps forward, palm pressing into the earth. Maybe it just creeps a little bit over to the left. Finding that space down that right side. Maybe that right hand can find the bind, so that hip crease on that left hip. And you might then look up towards that right shoulder. So find that stillness. Good. Let's take that right hand down to the floor. Press into the earth as you come up. Sweep the left arm up on the inhale, and on the exhale back to tabletop. And then we're just going to sink the seat to the heels. And leave the hands extended out in front of you. Take your forehead down to the earth. So now we're finding space between fingertips and sit bones. Long through the arms, long through the spine. Nice. Find the breath. And then just walk the hands a little bit over to the right and settle the head back down onto the floor. And maybe after a breath or two, that left hand can just sit on top of the right hand. A little extra stretch, but only if that feels okay. So stretching into that left side. Nice. On your inhale, just come up to center. Take a nice out breath here. And then walking over to the left. So the hands go to the left, the head comes back down. We settle into this new shape. Option to put the right hand on top of the left. So just deepening that stretch, lengthening a little bit more down that right side and enjoying the breath, enjoying the space in the body. Good, just walk those hands back to the center, take a breath in and sigh the breath away. And then on your inhale, come all the way up to a kneeling position. So hands are on the earth, round the spine, tuck the chin and kind of like draw those hands up your mat until eventually your hands are down by your side and you're upright. And then you're going to sit down on your seat and take your feet together. Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet touch. You might grab knees, shins, ankles. Maybe you can find your toes. Take your inhale to grow tall through the spine. And on the out breath, drawing the knees down towards the earth. Take a couple of breaths here. Feeling that stretch, the inner thighs, the groin, lengthening through spine, and again, coming back to your still point. Maybe it's easier when you're in a still pose. Can you still find your bandha? Release, draw those knees towards each other. I'm going to take the feet out to the corners of the mat. It's a little bit wider than hip width. And we're going to come all the way to lying down. And we're going to mirror the feet with our legs, with our arms. So we're turning ourselves into a little skinny X shape. And we're going to take an inhale and an exhale. And I really want you to draw the navel down towards the floor. So the inhale releases a little bit. There's a tiny little arch of the spine. And on the exhale, navel towards the earth, and you feel the pelvis tilt just that little bit as you flatten the spine. So just a couple of breaths here, moving, tiny movements, inhale and exhale. And from here, we're going to just open and close the body. So if your spine, your lower back is sort of strong enough and comfortable enough, you could move from here on the inhale to exhaling, drawing everything in. If it feels too strong on your lower back, just perhaps bring feet to the floor and leave the knees bent, or you could slide them along the floor. Inhale and exhale. The extra challenge would be to have the heels just above the floor, but I really want you to be mindful of your lower back. And we only have one more round to do. Inhale to open up and exhale to squeeze in. And then we're going to get comfy. We're going to land in semi-supine with the soles of the feet on the floor at hip width distance apart. Take the arms out to shoulder height with the palms facing up. So we're going to twist, but we're just going to move the neck, the head at first. So take your inhale, and as you breathe out, just drift your gaze over to the left. And we're going to pause here for a moment. So we're stretching that. There is a proper name for it. It's escaping me. It's a funny one. It's like 3 words, but it's your head turning muscle. So just sink down into the twist, just into your neck. Shoulders dropping to the earth. Left side of the face dropping towards the earth. Arms resting. On your inhale, take the head back to neutral, and on the exhale, drop over to the other side. Feel that we'll just stretch on that left head turning muscle. Soft through those arms and the shoulders. Inhale as you take the head back to center. And then I just want you to drop the hips out to the sides, the knees out to the side. So soles of the feet together, knees towards the floor. And on the inhale, draw the knees back together. And on the exhale, just let them drop down. Inhale, draw the knees together. Exhale, drop knees to the earth. Next time you inhale, bring knees together, and on the exhale, take the feet as wide as your mat onto the floor. Take a breath in, drop the knees over to the right, and take the head over to the left. So here we go, a supine twist. Drop into this, feel the stretch along the hips, the lower back. Lovely twist through the spine. Drop the head. Feel the stretch in that head turning muscle. Come up on an inhale and come back down onto the opposite side, and knees left, head right. Couple of breaths here. Beautiful stretch, beautiful twist. Coming up on that in breath. And then we're just going to move a couple of times each side. So moving with the breath now. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to left. Inhale to center. One more time on each side. Nice moving twist. And can you still find that still place? Even though we're moving, you still have that stillness within. And when you're done, you pause back in your neutral semi-supine position. Just think about whether you fancy a hugging in of knees or a full body stretch. Something else, whatever works. We're going to make our transition now. We're moving from being on the floor, lying down, to standing. You know what I'm going to say. You could just stand up, or if you have the urge, get a little spinal massage, tuck the chin, curve the spine, use the lower legs to gain momentum, and maybe on an inhale, woohoo, up you pop. Nice. Okay. So we're going to do a couple of rounds of sun salutation now. So bringing your feet together, take your hands down by your side, standing tall. On your in-breath, sweep the arms out and bring the palms up, look up. On your out-breath, reach out to the side, soften the knees. Swan dive into your forward fold and decide whether the legs are going to be straight or a little bit bent. Take a little extra breath here. So the inhale, visualizing the hips wiggling up towards the sky. On the out-breath, visualize the rib cage moving away from the hips and the head moving away from the shoulders as you drop into your forward fold. Inhale, pressing hands into the earth, lift head, lift heart. Exhale, hop or step it. You're in your plank pose. Take a breath in and out. Find that inner strength. Breathe in. And then you're going to lower chest, chin, maybe knees as well. Untuck those toes and lift up into your back bend, whether it be cobra, baby cobra, sphinx, or up dog. Good. Shoulders drawing back and down. Lower down, tuck the toes, and lift up through bent or straight legs, coming into your downward facing dog. Adjust the feet, so take them in a little bit, and then hold this pose for 5 breaths. Find your still place. Even if you feel the urge to wiggle, see if you can find, even if it's not as strong as it normally is, or the heels aren't as low as they normally are, just land wherever you find yourself and take those 5 breaths. Be that little fish, still and focused, taking it all in. On your next inhale, you're going to hop or step your feet forwards into your halfway lift. Lift head and heart. And on your out breath, drop down into your forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms wide, palms touch, look up. On your out breath, arms back down by your side. Nice. How lovely is that when you're outside, looking up to the sky? Inhale, lift, look up. Visualize the sky if you can't see it. Exhale into your forward fold. Tuck the chin. Take a full inhale as you come up to halfway. And a full exhale as you hop or step it into plank. And this time lower, straight down. Untuck your toes, lift up. Full breath in. Exhale, drop down, tuck toes, downward facing dog. We're going to hold it for 5 breaths. So move the feet if you need to on that first breath. And then really focus on plugging down into the earth, strong through all 4 limbs. Bounder on, scooping in and up through belly. Good. How many breaths is that? Let's say you've done 3, so 2 more. And on that next inhale, there's that hop or step forwards into your halfway lift. And exhale into your forward fold. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, arms down by your side, keep going, bend the knees, fingertips brush the earth. Inhale into Utkatasana, chair pose. And then exhale into your forward fold. Inhale into your halfway lift. Hop or step it back into your plank pose and lower down to the earth. Chest chin, nice. Come up on that inhale. Whatever back bend feels good. Come into downward dog on your out breath. This is where it changes a little bit. On your inhale, we're going to raise the right leg. On your out breath, we're going to come into warrior 1. So if you need to, you can help that leg. You can hoik it. Do whatever you need to do. Settle that back foot down so there's no need to rush. We want to be strong through both legs here. And so when we come up, we're coming up from a strong foundation, rising up into a warrior 1, either arms parallel, or you might bring the palms to touch, and you may look up. So you choose. Strong into that front knee. So you're good bend in that front knee. Strong through that back foot. Take a breath in and out. Breathing in and out. Good. So we're going to turn, let these arms come down and just turn a little bit onto that back. So you're on your toes and your heel is lifted. And we're going to take the hands to prayer. So we have an option here. We're going to come into a twist. If you need to drop your back knee to come into your twist and then come back, you can. Or if you feel you can just move into your twist from that high lunge, then that's fine as well. So when you're there, it's the right elbow to the outside, the left elbow, outside of right knee. Really press your palms together. Look to your right elbow first. And then maybe the shoulder, and then maybe up towards the sky. Lengthen through crown of head, all the way to tailbone. Find your still place. Good. Emma, take your left foot out to the left a bit so you've got a slightly wider stance. So good, yeah, better foundations. Good, good, good. Now we're going to take, now that you're there, we're going to take both hands to the floor and we're going to step it back into plank pose. If you're tired, you can just come to kneeling. If you want to move through your vinyasa, off you go. Lower down, inhale into your back bend and exhale into your downward dog. Nice. Good. Adjust the feet on that first breath, but see if you can resist moving, guys. We're looking for stillness below the navel, breathing into the rib cage, drawing in and up through bandha. Good. So if you can't have legs straight, have the heels lifted a little bit. That's fine. On your next inhale, lift the left leg up. And then we're moving into our warrior one on the left side. So we step it forwards. If it doesn't go in one fell swoop, we give it a helping hand. We lower that back heel. We're strong. And we come up into our warrior. Either palms touching or maybe for shoulder's sake, maybe there's a bit of space between those hands. We're going to hold it here for a few breaths. Feel strong in those legs. Really nice. A little bit of forward energy. A little bit of upward energy. Good. So we're going to swizzle a little bit. I think I made up a word. So we're coming onto our toes for that right foot. So the heels lifted, palms come together. We either drop the back knee to move into our twist. We might stay with it lowered. And then straighten it or maybe move straight in. And we're going to press the palms together. We're going to make sure we're long from crown of head to hip to heel. Then we're going to look to our left elbow, our left shoulder, possibly up to the sky. Find your stillness. Find your concentration. Be that little fish. Take it all in. Breathe. Nice. We're going to find the floor, guys, with the hands. Option just to be pose of a child or tabletop, or we're moving through vinyasa. Plank to earth to back bend. Lovely. To downward dog. Step the feet in if we need to, and then we're holding it steady. Resist the urge to move. Nice. 5 breaths. Find that length and width and depth to the breath. Still below the navel. Nice. And after your 5th breath, we're going to take a little hop or a step forwards. And on the out breath, we come into our forward fold. We bend the knees. On the inhale, we press the palms together, come into Utkatasana chair pose. And on the exhale, we stand and lower the hands back down to the earth. Good. Bend the knees. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale into your forward fold. Tuck the chin. Inhale, lift head, lift heart. Exhale, hop or step it into plank. Lower to the earth. Come up on your in-breath, untucking those toes into your back bend. Exhale into your downward facing dog. Good. Step those feet forward a little bit if you need to. Inhale, raise the right leg. Exhale, step it forwards, coming into your warrior one. Back heel is down. Come up on an inhale. Strong and steady. Hold it here. Breathe in to lift. Breathe out to settle into the earth. Good. We're going to take the right arm forward and the left arm goes back. We're just moving Transitioning into our warrior two, adjust the feet if you need to, so heels are in alignment. Right knee is bent, left leg is straight. Shoulders out, arms out, shoulder height. Look over to your right. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. So from here, we're going to bring the right hand down to the floor. So if you need to step that left foot in a little bit, go ahead. Right hand comes down to the floor and we lift that left leg. We're coming into half moon pose. Left hand stays on the hip. Maybe we look towards the shoulder, or maybe we keep looking steady, keep looking down or forwards. Option to raise that left arm. Half moon pose. Option, if you wish, is to try and catch that left foot with the left hand. So this is, I think some people call this candy cane. It's a challenge. We extend that leg back out and then slowly come back into your warrior two. Dry land. Very nice. We're going to windmill the hands down to the floor. If you're tired, maybe your pose of a child or straight to down dog. If you want to move, we'd move through our vinyasa. Flow, inhale into your back bend and exhale. Downward facing dog. Hold it here. Nice and still. Find that still point. So all the life's challenges, when we feel unsteady, we're out of our depth, we're feeling a little bit like we can't quite do it, we need to tune in, check into that still place. Unmoving, unwavering, beautiful. Take that left leg up on the in-breath. On your out-breath, step it forward, give it a help if it needs a help. Back heel comes down, so that when you come up on your inhale, you are a warrior. Ready for battle, facing whatever life is going to throw at you. Good, take that inhale and that out breath. Good, that left hand's going to come forward, the right arm is going to go back. You're just going to adjust your feet so heels are in alignment with each other. Bending into that left knee, opening up across the chest, let the hips open, really nice. Look left and breathe. Still place. Good, we're coming into our half moon pose, so you might just shuffle the feet a little bit closer together and you're going to reach down, find the floor with your left hand and take that right leg up. Let's have hand on hip. You might keep the gaze steady and grounded. You might start to look up. You might raise the right arm. Option here to try and catch that right foot with the right hand. Nice. Releasing slowly and let's come down to earth. Into warrior two, dry land. And here we go. Vinyasa, hands to the floor. Step back into plank and lower down. Chest, chin. Inhale, back bend. And exhale, down dog. Last one, guys. Hold that down dog, 5 breaths. Find that still place. Everything else comes from there. Good. So, on your next inhale, take that hop or step forwards, halfway lift. Exhaling into your forward fold. Bend those knees. Inhale into chair pose. And exhale as you stand And let the arms come down by your side. Oh, fabulous. So we're going to take the feet wide. So if you need to change, if you need to come to the long edge of your mat, go ahead. Make sure there's a little bit of a stretch on those inner thighs. Toes are parallel. We're going to take the arms out to shoulder height. And then we're going to bring the hands to the hips. Take an inhale as you lift head, lift heart. And as you breathe out, come into your forward fold. All the way down. Hands come down. So remember, we're looking to get the hands and the feet in alignment with each other. Hands dropping underneath shoulders. But if the hands aren't flat, they can be in front of the feet. They can be forward. We're looking for straight legs where possible. Good, sending the hips high and the head low. Sometimes you have a little negotiation between maybe feet can come wider apart. Maybe they can't, depends on your thighs. That looks good, guys. Okay, so what I'm going to get you to do is come up halfway. So your head and your shoulders and your hips are in a flat line. So if I come to the side, you're going to be like here. And then the right hand comes to the floor and your left hand sits on your left hip. Make sure your spine is long, so crown of head is moving away from your tailbone. Then look up to your left elbow, left shoulder, and maybe extend that left arm up to the sky, if that feels good. This is the windmill pose. Another beautiful opportunity for a twist. Keep breathing. Find that stillness. Good. Let's take that left hand down to the floor and swap over. So the left hand's down, right hand now comes to right hip. The gaze is directly down at first as you find that length through spine, and then you start to come into your twist. Look to elbow, maybe look to shoulder, maybe look up to sky. Option to extend that right arm up in your twist. Nice. Fabulous. Take that hand down to the floor. And then bring your hands to your elbows. Your hips. I don't know why I said elbows. Hands to your hips. Soften those knees so you're halfway. Your head and heart and hips are in alignment. And then we come all the way up on an inhale. And we just walk, heel toe those feet back towards each other. And have a little shake out. Good. So we're making our way to pose of a child. If you feel like you just need to get there, go ahead. If you want to move through one last little vinyasa, just to kind of reset everything, then join me now. Inhale, lift, look up. Exhale, come into your forward fold. Enjoy it. Relish each breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hop or step it, plank pose, lowering to the earth. Come up on your in-breath into your back bend. Gorgeous. And then exhale into your downward facing dog. Adjust the feet if you need to. Take a breath in and out. Find that still place. Inhale, rock forwards. Exhale, drop the knees. Let them land at the same time. Untuck the toes, sit back on your heels. Option to leave hands extended or bring them by your feet. Option to leave knees together or to part them. If you need padding, if you need something under your head or your seat, go ahead. Otherwise, just soften down into pose of a child. On your next in-breath, just come up to seated. If you wish, you can stay kneeling. If you're more comfortable cross-legged, just move into a cross-legged position. We're going to just take an inhale to lengthen through the spine. And as we breathe out, let the twist start from your hips, start to turn to your right. Take your left hand to your right knee. Take your right hand to the floor. So you're only looking to your right knee at the moment. Breathe in here to grow tall. On your next out breath, let that twist move up your spine and maybe you start to look over to the right. Breathe in. Now the twist is higher up. Maybe it's in the shoulders. Draw the shoulders back. And only then might you think, I'm looking behind. Moving that twist all the way up into the neck. So it starts at the bottom and moves up to the top. Find a still point and find somewhere to gaze at, whether that's on the floor or behind you, or maybe you're going to close the eyes and the gaze is internal. We're going to de-rotate. Just let that twist roll back to center, looking forwards. Nice. Take a breath in as you find space and length. As you breathe out, you're just turning towards that left knee. As you do so, take the right hand to it, and the left hand comes behind you. Breathe in. This twist moves up the spine. You start to look over to your left. Breathe in. The twist moves up into the shoulders. As you exhale, maybe you start to look behind you. That twist moves all the way up into the neck. Close the eyes or find a looking place. Good, release, de-rotate, let yourself look forwards. Okay, so we're coming into our seated twist. So I'm gonna, what I'll do is just quickly show you, can you, how I'm sitting here, can you see clearly? Is that a yes? Brilliant, okay. So options, I'm going to show you the options and you choose which one you're going to do. So you've either got legs extended with the right foot on the floor. So you're going to come into, we do this one quite a lot, you can come into your regular twist where we hold the knee or we take the elbow to the outside. But the added challenge, if you want to take it, would be to then take your hand, reach it forward with your palm facing to the left and see if you can bring that hand behind you and then your right hand holds it. So it's a binded twist. Okay? I think some of you are even doing it already, yeah. So you've got the options there. You've got the holding the knee, the elbow to the outside, or you can find the bind. Does anyone need me to talk it through? Are you all good? Good. We'll find something good. So just like all the twists today, you want that length from crown of head down to seat, down to tailbone. Twist starts lower and it moves up. Maybe last place is the neck. Good. Nice. One more breath. And then we de-rotate, we face forwards. We extend the right leg, we bend the left knee. Sitting tall. So we open up that right arm. And then we either hug, left hand to floor, or we take the elbow to the outside, or reach that right hand forward, palm open, and then we try and find that bind. And we breathe. Lengthening through spine. Hopefully finding space, even though we're in our twist. So this is Ardha Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fishes. Let's derotate, coming back to forward facing. So you're either going to repeat that, or you come into not half, the full, if you like. So this is the one, so I'm going to give you, if you can do a half lotus, a full version, I'm not necessarily saying to do this, I'm going to just quickly talk you through. Left knee has to stay on the floor, so if it comes off the floor, then this isn't for you. We bend into the right knee and we come into our twist again from here, so either like this or we find the bind. The lotus thing might not happen. If you can't do the lotus, just take the foot underneath. This is one we regularly do. And then the right one, the right foot comes over. So choose which version you're going to do. So it's either lotus left leg and bend right knee, or it's left foot goes underneath and we bend the right knee and take it over. We all found something good. So we're going to inhale to open up, left arm. Exhale, we either hug or we take the elbow to the outside. And there is the extra option of maybe binding. You could post the hand through that little gap. This one's a tough one to teach when I'm not right there in the room. Oh, good. Everybody's found a pose, a good pose. Let's de-rotate. So we just start to face forwards and we just uncross and recross. So just do the opposite to what you're doing. Whichever version you chose. Oh, a little spin, like it, Emma. And when you're ready, sit tall, make space for your twist. Open up on that inhale. And on the exhale, hug or take the elbow to the outside. Stay there or bind. Nice. That stillness. And release, facing forwards. Take both legs out in front of you, give them a little rub or a bounce or a wobble. Then come into an easy forward fold. So it might be that legs are straight, but maybe you just let them flop and you just kind of round down over the legs. Or this one's quite nice, isn't it? When we hug into the thighs and maybe then stretch the legs out as you go. So this is just an easy forward fold. We're not looking for our biggest, bestest. We're looking for what feels nice through the spine, through the back of the body. Loads of twists, and now we're back in neutral. Good. On your inhale, just come on up. On your out breath, you're going to lower yourself down. We're going to come into bridge for our inversion, for our back bend. So we're in semi-supine, feet are on the floor, hip width distance apart. Hands are down by your side. Tuck the chin, tuck the pelvis, make all those little adjustments. Take a breath in and out. And then when you're ready, lift the hips. Lift the hips. Maybe stay in this kind of triangle shape. Or if you want to, you can clasp the hands, wiggle them towards each other to find that extra height. Really lift up through the front body, lift up through the hips, through the heart, space between chin and chest, back of the head, shoulder blades, feet pressing into the earth. Nice. Maybe take 3 or so more breaths here. And releasing and lowering when you're ready. Good. Little pause. And then probably your body's going to say, hug knees into chest. That usually feels really nice after that pose. And just go with the flow a little bit, guys. A little hug if you want, a little rock, a little circle. Maybe a contented baby might fit in quite nicely here. Or just raising the feet up. Over the next few moments, you're just going to make your way to Shavasana. Just arrange your body in a really comfortable position. If you need extra layers, grab them. If you need props, use them. Turn out lights. If you're outside, just enjoy nature. And you might like to take 3 sighing breaths as you settle yourself into Shavasana. For a couple of rounds of breath, just feel as though you're breathing really deeply into your belly. Focus on the movement in the tummy. And then feel the breath go from tummy up to chest. A couple of rounds of breath here. And then a few rounds of breath with the breath in tummy, chest, and up to the collarbone. All yogic breathing. And then just let all effort of breath go. Just let the breath fall into its natural rhythm and find that deeper level of relaxation. If you can sort of visualize the ocean and find those qualities within you. So you're looking for the depth, dropping right down to the point where there is that stillness. So way above, there might be crashing waves, the wind, loads going on, loads of movement and activity, but deep down, right down into the depths, there's that stillness. No matter what's going on in the rest of the body or the rest of the world, you can find that still place. just for a moment, bring awareness to the whole of you. For a moment, reflect on the values, the benefits of concentration, on stillness, paying attention. And even though we still have this lovely depth, this stillness, we just start imagining that you're just slowly bringing yourself back to the surface. So you're just lifting out, lifting away. And you start to notice the subtle movement of the breath in the body, just like you would start to notice the swaying of the sea, of the waves. And just deepen the breath. You might like to place one hand on your tummy and one hand on your heart and feel the internal movement of the breath by feeling into your body and noticing your hands. And then feel the external movement, so feel it from the outside by noticing what your hands are feeling. Rise and fall of breath. On your next inhale, open up the body, so take a full body stretch. Arms lifting up and over the head. And you might like to draw your feet closer together, pointing and flexing into the feet. Opening, closing the fists. And then just let the knees draw towards the chest and the hands draw towards the knees. Take a little hug. And if you feel the urge to move a little here, then please do. And when you're ready, bring yourself to upright. The hands find the floor. And on your inhale, take the arms up. Bring the palms together. And as you breathe out, let the hands fall down. Let them rest at your heart. Namaste. Thank you for joining me this evening. How lovely to see you in your homes, in your gardens. I hope you enjoyed your practice. And I will be here same time, same place next week.
Thank you. Great to be back.
Oh, bless you, Steph. I did think of you actually.